so we're down here. Got the Gen 8 back down. We are at my usual test spot. The only thing they've tore down is where we had the little scale trail rock climb over there in that corner. So they did leave the big test rock, thank goodness. So I'm going to be messing around there a little bit since I've been doing most of the testing anyways. Thankfully they left us that one. So we're going to be doing the rock test of, you know, these are the green inserts. There it is sitting flat down. There's the sidewall testing. Put the weight on it. The sidewall does hold the weight better with the Prolines than the Injora pin tires. So let's get over here to the rock and see what we got. Alright, we're up here. We're up here getting on the rock. We got the Proline Krawlers with the green silicone inserts all the way around. Let's see, here we go, guys. Got some good deformation there. Look at that. So these seem to work better, honestly, than the pin tires. Not work better, I mean these inserts seem to work better. In these tires than what I anticipated. So let me stop right there and we'll get up over here and you guys can see the tire deformation here. So they are gripping good. Just hanging me here in this spot. Let's see if I can get it slid over a little bit to this other spot right here. And you can see the sidewall's holding the support on it pretty good. You know, this is the hard spot right here to go up it because you have this little knoll piece right here. So I'm gonna have to try to work this bad boy. This is a good test for my Overdrive too. I think if I had the link riser on it, right here would be, the link riser would help me tremendously. This is a very hard spot I'm at. I'm gonna try to let these, see if these Krawlers will do it with the greens. I'm gonna work my way into it a little bit here. Yeah, so these work really well. They work extremely well, actually. Yeah. Follow the tire. You can see them deforming there. But you see that sidewall working. I would say the Overdrive helped this truck out a little bit too right there. So, and we'll come over here. I mean, we're still getting pretty bad. You know, I think maybe with the fridge foam shims, let that truck pass. I think maybe with the fridge foam might help it a little more there. But it's not that these are collapsing on the sidewall so much, because it's just the little bit of extra room in here width-wise that you're getting. I think maybe these need the fridge foams in them for this stuff. I think trail you probably be pretty decently okay. So no idea what happened to my camera there. So what I was saying is I think they would be okay on the trail stuff unless you're pushing it really hard. So let's see what we got here. And you can see them deforming. Let me pull that little. That overdrive definitely helped with the steering, which is the main reason why I was wanting it in this truck. Steering a lot better. It's not going to wrinkle up like it did a second ago, I guess. So they work pretty well. So I think you can get away with the greens in these Proline Krawlers. That was my main thing, was testing for that, because they're actually holding it pretty well and working really well. Let's put some weight back here on this. Putting that 2-in-1 in there definitely made it a little easier for this stuff. So trying to get the weight just right on it, right there on the sidewall. So we're down pretty good on the sidewall, side hill here. Let me stop the camera and see if I can get it turned around really well. Okay, so I finally got it turned around here. And then this is a pretty good steep incline here, guys. So we're pretty much to the point to where I could just barely touch this truck and it'll just basically flip over. So it was too hard to get it to that spot one-handed, so driving. So there we go. That's our sidewall deflection right there. Sidewalls are holding, even the greens. So I don't think you're gonna have any trouble with your sidewall holding the weight. This truck is right around 9 pounds. So there's your sidewall on your on the green inserts from Injora. So I'll get it turned around here and see if we can mess around, go up and down here a few times since I dismantled our other spot here. So I came up a little different of an angle here. I'm gonna try the other side of this, maybe, if I can. See here. I don't know if it'll work or not. Gonna try it. I gotta keep this back tire. It's a different line on the same rock. I'm gonna try to get this back tire to ride that inside line. And I think those silicone inserts will let me do it. Right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're letting me ride it. Now, I wouldn't do that line right there with the foams. So that's pretty cool that it's letting me do that line right there. There's the line up on the inside of it. So yeah. Suspension working well, dropping down. I got nowhere to go but turn there. So, yeah. I was able to ride that line. Couldn't do that with the foams in it. You can see here, we're at a full stuff on that one now. My rear bumper or drag plate don't screw me over here. I don't know what's hooked in. Let's see what's hooked in. It's actually hooked in on the bumper out in the back. Well, I was really hooked. I think it'll pull itself off that. Yeah, maybe not. That's a pretty big deep hole right there. So, alright, sorry about the camera moving around, guys. There we go. So there we go. And there's your tire descending with all the weight down on it. On your front tire. These greens definitely work. Yeah, you could get away with running these greens, guys, in these tires. Might wear out the tire a little faster. And then if you're running the Predators, I just highly recommend that you just step up right to the blues. This thing is so much easier to get down off of here with the 2-in-1 system in it than it was with the than the brush system. I will give it that, dang. So, all right, guys, want to play around here? There's our testing on the greens from the RC Dungeon. Peace. Just the Gen 8 hanging off a ledge. I can't believe I was able to pull that off. I ran that, reversed myself, and I was able to catch myself on that ledge right there. I got to stay on the throttle to keep it hanging. That's crazy on the Gen 8. Look at that, I'm pulling myself back up over it. I don't know if I could pull this off or not. Oh my heavens. Oh wow. Almost can pull myself back up over that. Come on. Ah, she slipped on me. Anyways, I got a nice photo. Can almost get myself back over it, guys. She'll at least hang there. I can walk it, I think. Nope. There we go. And boom, she's on the ground from the RC Dungeon. Peace. Alright, guys, so doing a little video here. I'm just in the yard. I had to go back to running here for right now. That my buddy's inside course. The state road. The only thing good West Virginia and Calhoun County had going for it are rock course. And the state road's down there dismantling everything and hauling it out. So I'm gonna have to find somewhere else for testing and tuning. I'm gonna run this over here down by the neighbor's area. That was I have the blue silicone inserts in these tires, and I'm just running around a bit here in the yard. You can see the different deformation a little bit just with these blue, or the green, I'm sorry, these are the green, not the blue, and they're in the Krawlers, the Proline Krawlers here. I'll roll it up to where you can see. They are in the Proline BF Goodrich Krawler 4.75s. You can see how much the greens are not going to be what you want in these tires. I would highly recommend, sorry about dropped the camera there, you're going to want the blues in there. You can see that already, the deformation just sitting here, and it's basically sitting flat down. So yeah, I'm not real I don't think these are going to work, guys. The greens are going to be way too soft in the Krawlers, so I'm going to take it over here to the rock spot, though. I have upgraded to an Overdrive in the front of this truck. I also have upgraded her to a Hobby Wing 2-in-1 1800 because I had 2 spares laying around. Well, I finally got one of them that I had ordered in. So, yeah, the slow-moving ability here of our crawl has greatly improved. Shaking a little bit because it's kind of cold out here, and I've been out here a bit. So that's stock gearing with a 2-in-1 on the 1800 kV. That's all stock Red Cat gearing right there. And I'm running it on a Spectrum. This is just, I don't even know what they call this. DX3. It's a DX3. So I was trying to read it. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it 100 times there. But we're going to try these out on the rock section before I get a bunch of mud all over these. Because it is muddy everywhere here, man, in West Virginia right now. The only other thing that they have good going for them, if you're into the mud stuff, that's West Virginia right there. It's mud. So we're going to run this thing over here on the rock pile and see how well it does. So we'll be back. Alright guys, just back here at my little scale trail, more or less, running the Gen 8 around. It's just too nice out here. It's kind of cold, but it's sun shining, so I wanted to get out and do some RCing before being at work for the rest of the night. Still bumming. This isn't going to be anything to slow this thing down. Just seeing how I guess the greens actually will work with these tires, guys, especially if you have a lighter weight. They're actually working a little better than I anticipated them to work. I figured they'd be way too soft. I tried running it on the other trail over here. There'll be a clip before this one, a little bit, but the vines are just so bad over there that they just kept getting wrapped up around my axles. Now I'm just seeing how the weight gets transferred over into these green inserts. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, so this is a nice little downward where it puts the weight. Let me get, if I can get close to it here. Puts the weight down on this front tire. You can see it kind of deform a lot. Yeah, I mean, but the sidewall holds it, and there's no fridge foams in these. But they're doing okay, actually. They work pretty well. The greens actually work in these for a 9-pound truck. If you were just going to be doing like trail and stuff, yeah, I think it'll work fine. Let me get it turned around here and reshoot this. As you can kind of see, we got all the weight down on the rock on that one. And actually, they got about the deformation you would probably actually truthfully look for. So I think the greens will probably work into this truck. Honestly, they're not. Let's get up here to this side. I don't know if we'll be able to film it. So we got this side kind of wedged up high on the bank, and this is an off camber. You can't tell in the camera, it is a little bit of an off camber, but the deformation is about close to where you'd probably want it. Try to get up here and film it as I'm driving here. I mean, this little trail is nothing for this truck. Now, I mean, this thing performs superb. I'm gonna go up to the real high side here and see how well we do. Oh yeah, it's gonna pull that nothing. So I'm gonna climb the side of the house up here. So I'm climbing the side of the house up. Let's see, we got the weight put down on this side all the way now, and see, the sidewall is not collapsing. So the Krawlers hold the weight of 9 pounds better than, you can see this side. If I can get up in there to it, I don't know if I can. It's not, so the sidewalls are holding fine. And these are the greens. I think these might stay in this one. These are going to be her trail tire for this rig. So, yeah, and it's not tipping over at all. So, yeah, definitely working. Hey guys, so basically right here we got a really steep side hilling right here. I don't know how well it'll pick it up here on the camera, but this is extremely steep side hill. Basically, there's where the truck's at. Trying to look straight up on it. If you look across the side hilling, you can see how far the truck's leaned over. Let me see if I can get here. This is what I'm talking about. The green sidewall does not collapse at all. And I do not have fridge foams in these as shims. It's just the silicone insert in the tire. So we're gonna see, this is to the point where it wants to get ready to roll. We're gonna see if we can drive out of this nice and easy. Now the stock foams would not do this single stages. They would not do this at all. And I don't even know if these will. I gotta go really super easy here and see if it'll pull this out. Maybe while we're doing it, I can get up here. See, the sidewalls are holding. All the weight is back on that back tire now, pretty much, because we're coming up to the apex of the hill. Okay, so, man, these 2-in-1s really give you the slow crawl, man, right there, if you want slow. I've got to get to a point to where I'm gonna have to turn up eventually. And this is gonna be a good spot right here on this front wheel. I got super amount of weight. Trying to get the grass out of the way so you can see the sidewall is holding. It's not deforming. So I think these greens will work really well in these crawlers. So let's just see if we can get ourselves up off out of here. And this might not look like it on the camera, guys, but it's steep. It's in my yard. I don't know if it's going to be able to pull this or not. And there's a bump up. So that one wheel, I gotta get my suspension time there drop down because I've got heavyweight shock oil in it. If I'd have had like a thinner weight shock oil in it, it would have been a little better. But yeah, these work really well. So just doing a little testing. I'll get some better tests for you guys at a later time of the greens in these Prolines from the RC Dungeon. Peace.